Hey guys,
Oh my God!
get ready to embark on a roller coaster of laughter as we dive into the world of live television and the moments that didn't quite go as planned.
Hold him tight.
Are you kidding me?
From unexpected mishaps to hilarious bloopers,
Vamos aguardar.
this compilation is a one-way ticket to the funniest fails caught on live television. So let's have it. Hogging the screen. In another unexpected moment, a television journalist had a regular day turn into a breakfast bonanza as a pig appeared out of nowhere and chased him like a bacon-seeking missile during a live report. This encounter with the trotting terror is likely to make it into the Hog Hall of Fame, leaving the poor journalist feeling more like a cereal side dish. It seemed the piggy was determined to hog the limelight, and it succeeded. The journalist probably will think twice before bringing home the bacon again. Axe throwing. This reporter tried to throw an axe, aiming for the target, but whoops, it ended up heading straight for the tipsy bunch behind it. Let's assume a horror scene came into place. The axe, like a confused squirrel, went off on its own adventure, threatening the drum team. It was as if the axe had its own party plans. Perhaps the reporter should have stuck to writing stories instead of aiming sharp objects. Lesson learned. Safety first, everyone. Let's just hope the team forgives the reporter and finds a safer way to have some fun. Presidential mishap. In a comical twist of events, President Joe Biden, renowned for his unintentional gaffes, dropped a bomb of a different kind during a significant occasion. Back when he was the vice president, the memorable incident unfolded as President Obama signed the healthcare bill into law. Caught up in the excitement, Biden leaned in close to encapsulate the moment, accidentally letting slip some colorful language that the podium microphones eagerly broadcasted to the world. While everyone acknowledged the significance of the bill, the choice of words was undeniably more R-rated than what news coverage typically expects. It didn't take long for this blooper to transform into a popular t-shirt slogan, turning the political mishap into an unexpected fashion statement. Manchester United are rubbish. In a humorous mix-up, BBC News unintentionally displayed a cheeky message about Manchester United on their news ticker while tennis updates were being broadcast. Unexpectedly, the words, "Manchester United are rubbish," scrolled across the screen, much to the displeasure of United fans. The BBC promptly issued an apology. As it turns out, the message was merely random text typed by someone learning to use the ticker, never anticipating that it would be broadcasted. It was an innocent mistake, but it certainly revealed that there is at least one person at the BBC who isn't a fan of Manchester United. Naked Gardening Day. In a spirited conversation about World Naked Gardening Day on Something Good Day Philadelphia, host Mike Jarek unintentionally slipped in a risque innuendo. Poor Jarek realized his mistake as soon as the words left his mouth, and his co-host Alex Hawley struggled to stifle her laughter. It's a classic case of words with multiple meanings, especially the taboo ones overshadowing innocent definitions. We can all sympathize with his predicament and can imagine that similar situations might occur again in the future. Football failure. During a live coverage of an NFL game in Minnesota, former NFL coach Jim Mora accidentally made a comment not intended for viewers. Trying to lighten the mood, anchor Scott Walker cracked a joke about Mora's lack of patience, saying, "Yeah, because he didn't play. I mean, I'm sure there's other games where he only had maybe the first 6 carries in yards when he played, and the rest of the game he was trying to lighten the mood." Unaware they were still live on air, Mora burst into laughter and playfully shared his salty opinion of the joke with his colleagues. Little did they know, viewers were witnessing the whole exchange. Trying to salvage the situation, his colleagues awkwardly agreed that Walker was full of it. It took a moment for Mora to catch on, but when he did, it led to a hysterical moment shared by viewers. Expert meteorologist. Meet Greg Dutra, the meteorologist extraordinaire who, during a live weather update on WLS-TV in Chicago, accidentally stumbled upon the magical powers of touchscreens. With a childlike enthusiasm, he found himself manipulating the presentation with a mere touch, much to the delight of everyone, including the anchor who couldn't resist joining in the touchscreen revelry. Here's hoping Greg doesn't figure out he can control the weather, or, if he does, that he's on our side. Carol Costello. Ever been caught in the whirlwind of explaining something while constantly dodging interruptions? Spare a thought for weatherman Chad Myers, bravely navigating the storm of Hurricane Katrina updates on live TV. Enter anchor Carol Costello, the master of well-timed queries. Chad, trying to keep up with the weather chaos, finally reached his limit. Papers flew in frustration, and the moment couldn't be saved, even with a later attempt to pass it off as good-natured banter. The catch? It was 30 minutes after 4 in the morning, and patience had clocked out. Firefighter refuses to shake hands with Prime Minister. Australia faced a tough time with bushfires causing loss of lives, homes, and wildlife. Prime Minister Scott Morrison's decision to holiday in Hawaii during this crisis left people feeling abandoned. When he returned and visited affected towns, the public's anger and rejection were evident. One incident stood out. A firefighter, exhausted from battling flames, refused to shake Morrison's hand, expressing contempt. The video of this encounter went viral, symbolizing the nation's frustration. Morrison's attempt to shake hands, captured on social media, highlighted his lack of empathy and leadership, intensifying public dissatisfaction. This event emphasized that, no matter our roles, we are all humans, subject to scrutiny. Yakety sax. The Chris Bencher scandal in the UK turned into an utter disaster, resulting in a wave of government officials resigning, including Prime Minister Boris Johnson. The public was elated to see him go, and the soundtrack chosen for the media frenzy was truly priceless. It was like a prime ministerial exit set to a comedic score. The uproar began when actor Hugh Grant tweeted to activist Steve Bray, suggesting he play Benny Hill's funny music. To everyone's surprise, Bray actually went ahead with it, blasting yakety sax right outside the British Parliament. The hilarity of the situation reached its peak when live broadcasts captured the scene, turning the entire political turmoil into a real-life meme. Cell phone silliness. We all know the struggle of resisting the urge to check our phones, especially when we have a spare moment. That's why cell phones are often banned in schools and workplaces, setting limits to avoid distractions during work hours. Imagine the scenario of accidentally ending up on live television while mindlessly scrolling. Well, that's exactly what happened to BBC anchor Joanna Gosling. Caught red-handed with her phone when the camera unexpectedly cut to her, she had a startled reaction, but quickly regained her composure like a pro. Who knows? Maybe she was just waiting for another spare minute to continue her phone adventures. Reporter hit by a car. Now, on to a different incident involving a reporter giving a live update on a water main development in Dunbar, West Virginia. Out of nowhere, a car introduced itself to her by knocking her over. Thankfully, the car wasn't in a hurry, so she found herself off her feet but unharmed. The driver, seemingly perplexed by the roadwork, was incredibly sorry. The reporter, being a pro, bounced back up like a champ, assuring everyone she was all right and continuing with the report. She did go to the hospital afterwards to be safe, but it turned out she was fine in the end. Emma Baker. In the world of live television, embarrassing incidents can happen unexpectedly. Take the case at ITV in England, for example. Host Emma Baker was multitasking, casually chatting and fixing her clothing and hair, thinking she was off camera. Little did she know she was actually live. To make matters worse, she made amusing comments about an off-screen colleague, asking if the woman in his story was his wife or if it was someone he was spending too much time with. Self-objection. In the midst of the highly publicized Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial, where the details were as dramatic as a live streaming comedy event, a particularly amusing incident took place. Amber Heard's lawyer was questioning Johnny Depp's former house manager, Ben King, and when the lawyer didn't get the answer he expected, he promptly objected. The twist came when the judge reminded him that the objection was to his own question. This humorous moment offered a glimpse into the courtroom dynamics, leaving us to ponder the expectations we place on celebrity lawyers during such high-profile cases. Gordon Brown. In a comical turn of events just a week before a crucial election, Britain's Prime Minister Gordon Brown found himself entangled in an awkward live television moment. Hoping for a campaign boost, he was caught in an unscripted interaction when a woman chosen to make him look relatable brought up the touchy subject of immigration on camera. While Brown managed to maintain a smile during the interview, things took an unexpected turn once he hopped into his car. Forgetting that he was still mic'd up, he candidly expressed his true opinions, labeling the entire situation a disaster and referring to the woman as a bigoted woman. The local news crew captured every juicy bit, presenting one of those rare instances where a politician accidentally reveals a tad too much honesty, adding a touch of humor to the serious world of politics. Mohammed Anas accidentally reveals a secret affair. Imagine the sheer excitement that comes with a juicy secret being exposed, and now we can see it happening to a famous soccer star in front of millions of viewers. It's a laugh-out-loud moment you won't want to miss. Mohammed and Nas had a little slip-up when he accidentally thanked his wife, then his girlfriend. Talk about a plot twist. We have to give this man a round of applause for turning a simple interview into a telenovela-level drama, all by mixing up girlfriend and wife in one breath. Man falls down from treadmill during live TV. Imagine the sheer comedy when a person, oblivious to the live camera, takes an unexpected tumble off a treadmill during a televised interview. The background suddenly becomes a chaotic mix of embarrassment and unintentional slapstick. No one lends a helping hand, turning the treadmill mishap into a spectacle, making the treadmill enthusiast unintentionally steal the spotlight. One can only hope they escape the incident with more laughs than bruises. Blaming video games. Internet trolls once again blended dark humor with serious events, this time pointing fingers at famous video game designer Hideo Kojima, following the tragic assassination of a former Japanese prime minister during a speech. The trolls concocted wild stories implicating Kojima in the incident. To make matters worse, some news outlets fell for the prank, broadcasting pictures of Kojima as if he were involved. This prank highlighted the potential harm of fake news and misinformation, serving as a cautionary tale about the need for responsible reporting. BBC reporter not ready for live television. News reporters bear the responsibility of delivering live reports with attributes like professionalism and punctuality. However, unexpected circumstances can disrupt even the most prepared journalists, as seen in the case of Tom Duncan, a renowned BBC journalist, known for covering sports and disability issues. During a live broadcast, Tom faced an unforeseen predicament, either delayed or unaware he was supposed to be on air. Caught off guard, he awkwardly ascended an incline, steps visible to the viewers. Realizing he needed to be on air, he hastily ran to take his position. Despite eventually delivering his report, the mishap was witnessed by everyone, highlighting a moment of unscripted improvisation and a lesson in the unpredictability of live broadcasting. Gotta catch a mole. In the summer of 2016, the gaming phenomenon Pokémon Go took the world by storm, creating unexpected challenges even in live television. News anchor Allison Croft in Florida found herself inadvertently becoming part of the news as she became engrossed in chasing her favorite Pokémon during a live broadcast. Unaware of her surroundings, she walked right in front of the weatherman, Bobby Deskins, disrupting the live report. The incident serves as a humorous reminder of the real-life consequences of virtual distractions, adding a touch of levity to the daily grind of live television. The slap heard round the world. At the 94th Academy Awards, what began as a playful tease by comedian Chris Rock towards actor Jada Pinkett Smith turned into a shocking moment that reverberated worldwide. Jada's husband, Will Smith, took matters into his own hands, delivering a slap across Chris Rock's face, followed by a passionate outburst of colorful language. The stunned audience and viewers witnessed an unexpected turn of events, sparking intense discussions and criticism. The incident, marked by Smith's swift and forceful reaction, not only captivated the Oscars but also raised questions about appropriate behavior and reactions in high-profile settings. News reporter got her ear licked on live television. Live TV can turn into a real nightmare for reporters, especially when their equipment decides to fail at the worst possible moment. Take this incident, for example. A reporter's earpiece stopped working, causing quite a confusing situation. Thankfully, the PA stepped in to save the day and fix the problem. However, in a bizarre turn of events, he accidentally licked the reporter's earpiece, leaving her visibly uncomfortable on camera. Talk about a what-the-hell moment, makeup mishap. Now imagine being Carol Walker, the BBC News sensation, just minutes before a crucial 9 o'clock segment. Time for a quick touch-up, right? She didn't know she was live, and she did this, cutting in way too early. Viewers were treated to a behind-the-scenes spectacle, Carol fixing her hair, blissfully unaware that the clock hadn't struck 9 yet. A delightful surprise for all those who tuned in at 8:56 in the morning, catching a glimpse of a purse on the desk and a touch of morning glam in action. Tony Armstrong. Former Aussie Rules footballer turned sports presenter Tony Armstrong found himself in a funny situation on a morning show. When the weatherman Nate Byrne went missing, anchor Joe O'Brien tried to hand over to Nate, but the camera cut back to Tony instead. Tony, being a team player, tried to do the weather himself, making things a bit chaotic behind the scenes. It was a hilarious mess as everyone struggled to keep up, and the segment never quite got back on track. Watching Tony wing it and the backstage chaos was super entertaining. Pope Francis slapped a woman's hand. On New Year's Eve in 2019, a truly jaw-dropping and completely unexpected moment unfolded right before our eyes on live television. It was a moment that took everyone by surprise when a woman boldly reached out and grabbed Pope Francis's hand, refusing to let go. Wow, you won't believe what happened when this woman shook the Pope's hand during his New Year's Eve celebration. It was such a hilarious and unexpected moment that had everyone talking. Ice dancer trying to kiss her partner in public. It's moments like these that live television loves to capture, leaving us all in stitches of laughter. A captivating ice dancer, part of a dynamic duo, gracefully gliding across the ice during a thrilling stunt routine. As the performance comes to an end, they bow to the audience, their faces beaming with joy. In a moment of spontaneity, during a live interview, the woman leans in to give her partner a kiss, only to find him already moving away to greet their fellow ice dancers. The skater on the left is left momentarily forgotten amidst the flurry of excitement. Run in with a turkey on the streets. Journalists aiming for the big leagues face enough challenges without a feisty turkey ambushing their live shot. Picture this. A seemingly routine roadside report disrupted when a disgruntled turkey decides it's had enough of the reporter's puck noise. Microphone pecking and a comical chase began, while the camera operator, perhaps wisely, just stood there, laughing it off. This turkey, a true thespian, stole the spotlight and probably left the newsroom in stitches. Cartoony sketch leads to suspect's arrest. In a live show, a cartoonish wanted man sketch perplexed reporters trying to accurately describe the suspect. Surprisingly, the whimsical depiction played a crucial role in his arrest when it was compared to the real person's photo. The unexpected success of the comical sketch added a unique twist to the story. Australian Prime Minister's lawn incident. Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison encountered an unexpected moment during a live interview when a homeowner called him out for stepping over a freshly done lawn. In a surprising turn of events, the Prime Minister obliged, stepping back and navigating the situation with a touch of humility. Lucky weather. In an attempt to carry out his weather reporting duties, the unsuspecting weatherman found himself facing an unexpected adversary, a feisty pelican with a rather antagonistic agenda. Instead of being a cooperative coworker, this particular pelican seemed determined to assume the role of a weather bully, unleashing a barrage of pecks and attacks on the hapless reporter. The atmosphere, which should have been focused on forecasting, turned into a comical battleground between man and bird. The pelican, on its mission, added a whole new dimension to the term foul weather, creating a not-so-friendly work environment for the weatherman. As the amusing struggle unfolded, viewers witnessed the lighthearted clash between the weatherman and his uncooperative feathered colleague. Perhaps it's time for the weatherman to consider investing in a pelican-proof umbrella for future broadcasts, ensuring a bit more tranquility in the workplace. Daydreaming on live television. Live television brings with it its share of surprises, and Natasha X will be found herself in an unexpected situation. Absent-mindedly playing with her pen while lost in her thoughts, she was caught daydreaming on live TV. She didn't know she was live, and she did this. This seemingly mundane act resulted in the unfortunate consequence of costing her on-air shifts. The incident became relatable to many viewers, prompting some to start a petition advocating for her return. It serves as a reminder that, even in the structured world of live television, moments of humanity can unexpectedly surface, creating a connection between the viewers and those on screen. Camera becomes self-aware. Live television is prone to technological mishaps, and in one instance, a remote-controlled camera in a studio decided to go rogue. During a live news broadcast, the camera began moving itself, causing an unexpected challenge for the reporter trying to deliver the news. As the camera slowly crept across the stage, the reporter maintained composure, playing a live on-air version of hide-and-seek. This incident highlighted the unpredictable nature of live broadcasts and showcased the professionalism of those involved, demonstrating their ability to adapt to unexpected challenges with humor and poise. Elephants in crisis. In the wild terrain of reporting, even the mighty face unexpected adversaries. In 2022, Kenyan elephants battled a harsh drought, but amidst the gloom, a journalist named Alvin Kanda found a moment of light and humor. Filming a segment on baby elephants in a Kenyan orphanage, Kanda's composure was put to the test by a mischievous gray giant. What started as a playful investigation with its trunk escalated into a ticklish encounter that had Kanda erupting into a constant giggle. Man accidentally swallowed a fly during an interview. This guy made headlines because he struggled with a tiny fly during an interview. He accidentally swallowed it, and his reaction wasn't great. You could clearly see his mood change. How would you feel if that happened to you? Ronaldo throws a reporter's microphone into the lake. On a sunny June morning in 2016, soccer star Cristiano Ronaldo, gearing up for a big match against Hungary in Euro 2016, was strolling with his teammates near a French lake. As they neared a bridge, a reporter that Ronaldo wasn't fond of approached him for a question. Clearly annoyed, Ronaldo snatched the reporter's microphone and tossed it into the water with a swift move. Without saying a word, he continued his walk, leaving the stunned reporter and crew behind. Talk about a splashy reaction. Bird poops in reporter's mouth. In some cultures, getting pooped on by a bird is a good luck sign. But for a Canadian news reporter, it turned into anything but luck. He was live in a park full of Canadian brown finches, explaining how they were causing issues due to an unusually warm winter. Suddenly, he felt a hit on his shoulder, discovering a white stain on his black jacket. A bird had targeted him. Trying to laugh it off, he looked up at the sky, hoping to spot the culprit. However, fate had other plans, as another bird swooped down and, added insult to injury. The reporter gasped in shock and disgust as the second load landed on his face, making for an unforgettable live TV moment. PewDiePie awkward handshake. In a cringe-worthy display of social awkwardness, two famous entertainers, Conan and PewDiePie, attempted a simple high five during an episode of Conan's Clueless Gamer segment. After triumphantly taking down a mammoth in the Stone Age game Far Cry Primal, their attempt at a celebratory high five turned into a hilarious mess of mixed signals and awkward gestures. The agony on their faces was evident as they botched one of the most basic forms of human interaction. Maybe it's best for them to stick to playing video games and leave the handshakes to the professionals. Jimmy Fallon keeps interrupting Dakota Johnson. What was supposed to be a fun interview turned tense as Jimmy Fallon continuously interrupted Dakota Johnson while she shared a story about her recent trip to Aspen on his show. Despite her attempts to talk about skiing with family and friends, Fallon seemed more interested in cracking jokes than listening. Frustrated, Johnson finally sarcastically asked if he's supposed to let people talk on the show. The audience laughed, Fallon looked embarrassed, and he apologized. Trying to recover, he asked her to continue, but she had already lost her train of thought. The interview ended with her candidly remarking, "This is not going well." Man kisses woman's breast, despite her saying no. In a shocking incident that triggered public outcry and condemnation, Jean-Michel Mayer, a panelist on the popular French TV show Don't Touch My TV, kissed a woman named Soraya on her breast without her consent during a live broadcast. Soraya was playing the role of Kim Kardashian in a skit based on her recent robbery in Paris. After the skit, the host of the show asked Soraya to thank her savior by giving Meyer a kiss on the cheek. Despite Soraya clearly refusing and saying no several times, the host insisted, mocking her. When Meyer attempted to kiss her on the cheek, Soraya turned her head away. Shockingly, he then leaned in and kissed her on the breast instead. Soraya looked visibly shocked and uncomfortable, while Meyer smiled and laughed, adding to the disturbing nature of the incident. Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. On your screen, we've got a fabulous female broadcaster rocking a sassy red dress, ready to give us the lowdown on the weather. Let's hope for a breezy forecast, but not too breezy, if you catch my drift. Now, let's chat about her work attire. Is it on point, or should there be consequences? I bet she didn't know she was live and did this. Would you strut into the office in a similar fashion? We'd love to hear your opinion on the subject. Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Steve Harvey messed up the coronation of Miss Universe. Live television, especially during the Miss Universe pageant, brings a mix of nerves and excitement as beautiful women from around the world compete for the crown. However, sometimes things take an unexpected turn, leading to cringe-worthy yet amusing moments. In the 2015 Miss Universe coronation, Steve Harvey made a colossal mistake with the winning country's name. As Colombia celebrated, he announced, "I have to apologize, the first runner-up is Colombia. Miss Universe 2015 is Philippines." The mix-up added a memorable twist to the event, blending both cringing and laughter as viewers witnessed an unexpected turn in the pageant's outcome. Caught in Providence speeding incident. In an episode of Caught in Providence with Judge Frank Caprio, a man and his son appeared in court facing charges of speeding. During the proceedings, the child, in an attempt to vouch for his father's innocence, shared something amusing that added a lighthearted moment to the courtroom scene. Tesla Cybertruck mishap. During the unveiling of the Tesla Cybertruck in 2019, an embarrassing moment unfolded as Elon Musk showcased the truck's supposedly indestructible glass, only to have it shatter unexpectedly. Despite the mishap, Elon Musk laughed it off, adding a touch of humor to the situation. Sarah McDaniel's interview with Stephen Colbert. Sarah McDaniel made a memorable appearance on Stephen Colbert's late-night television show, sporting a rather precarious dress that seemed on the verge of slipping off. Throughout the segment, the actress had to discreetly cover herself with her hands, revealing a mix of genuine embarrassment and concern. The situation took an amusing turn as they prepared to take a selfie, capturing a candid moment that added a touch of unexpected humor to the show. Ukiyo-e's pool victory and interview excitement. After winning a game of pool in England, Ukiyo-e during the interview couldn't contain his excitement. He started spewing out interesting and funny words, expressing his happiness about the victory. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.